Hey guys, Buona here. Want to talk about my Hull C experience in Star Citizen. I hope you all have been enjoying this series, and I wanted to give you an update on where I'm standing. This video, I want to show you 3 successful deliveries in a row. I am going to fast forward through all the quantum travel and all that stuff, but I just want to show you the whole thing. And while this is going, I'm going to do my best to just to explain some of the workarounds I have found on various Spectrum threads and on the internet, and just based on my experience. Now, some of these may not be actually doing anything. This may be a placebo, but I don't know. I still do them anyway, and it's kind of funny to watch because it's so random how sometimes it just doesn't work, and you don't know exactly what's going down. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure you're on a semi-stable server. Now, if you're on a server and weird things are happening, I would jump to another server. If your grids are all messed up, or you're getting constant elevator errors, or your elevator's eating your ships, or if you're getting some weird Invictus free fly stuff, just try to find another server. I think a lot of problems stem from unstable servers. So do your best to find a stable server. I got some good advice. Someone said try to find a highly populated server, and try to find a server that that has the Erebus to Pyro route, because that's the route I'm going to be showing you today. It's the shortest, one of the shortest routes, and it pays 698K. So try to find a stable server and try to find one that has that route. And he said, the guy told me that usually they're on the highly populated servers. It doesn't always show up. Sometimes you get Erebus to, I don't remember the other one, but it's a longer route, almost twice as long. So your quantum time is going to be almost twice as long. You want Erebus to to Pyro. This next thing, I don't know if it is. I don't know if it works, but I do it anyway. I have come across times where it does work. You want to aim for the bottom of the station when requesting. Now, the bottom, I'm talking about the bottom portion where you drop off the loads. There's these giant rectangular things at the bottom of the station. You want to go towards the bottom part of that. The rumor is, and it is a rumor, that if you do get a cargo loading spot near the top of those boxes, like the ones that are closer to the station, they tend to be more problematic. So you should try to get your ship towards the bottom, and you're going to watch me do this throughout the video. You want to get your ship towards the bottom so that when you request, that the box is going to be near the bottom as well. So you want to do that. Like I said, I don't know if it works 100%, but I've been doing it and I've been getting consistent results. Also, for your own safety, especially if you're new to the Hull C, try to come at the square at an angle. And what I mean by that is that you don't want to approach the square and be facing the station completely at a 90-degree angle, because if you overshoot the box, you're going to smack into the station. Let me tell you, it is very easy to do that when you are loaded down, because the inertia is crazy now. So you want to come at an angle so that if you do overshoot, you'll just keep going and not smack into the station. You're going to see me do that in this video also as well. Now, for the big problem that pretty much 100% of you are going to have. If when you get into the square and you see the please stop moving so that we can load the cargo message, you're going to see this almost every time. There's a bunch of little things that I try. Some of them may work, some of them don't, but just by me cycling through this, eventually it does work, unless I'm on a bad server or if it's just being real stubborn. First thing I do is that I move a little bit and then I stop. And then I wait like 5 seconds, and then I move a little bit and then I stop. Sometimes I go backwards, sometimes I go side to side. Even times I'll move in, you're going to see me do this in the video. I'll move in and out of the square to kind of reset the process, quote unquote reset. So I'll move out of the square and then I'll come back, excuse me, I'll come back in and wait for the message to hopefully say that the cargo is loading. This is the #1 issue I have right now. And this is something that I encounter every time. And when it doesn't work, and it probably won't work sometimes. The next thing I try is that I will just jump out. I'll go to a random moon or a random station or a random point. And then I'll jump back to the station that I'm delivering or picking up from. And then I'll reset the process. I'll request again, and then I'll see if it works that time. One of the things that I do as well is I didn't mention this before. If you go to the station and you request and it kind of hangs, like it just sits there and the box hangs, or if you're using the interface and it just hangs there, I go to the comms menu. I hit F2 or F1, and I go to comms, and then I go to friends, and then I request from there. Request from the cargo there, and sometimes that will bypass it hanging. Sometimes, not all the time. Just sometimes. So it's just going to be one of those things you're going to have to try and see if it works. Now, if none of that, what I just said, works. You jumped in and out. You're moving around. Also, watch that timer. If the timer counts down from 10 minutes to 0, you might get impounded. That's happened to me before. If none of that works, you may just have to log out and reset everything. Get a new quest, get a new mission, and maybe get on a new server. Now, one of the most important things you can, this is probably the thing I get scared of it when it happens. Once the loading starts and it says cargo is loading and you see the bar going up, do not move. You don't want to interrupt this transfer. When you interrupt that transfer, you're in for a world of pain. You're in for a world of hurt. Sometimes it's almost impossible to get it to resume normally. Because this is what I found happens. When you interrupt the transfer, even though the health and even though the bar of the transfer, the cargo, is going up, it stops. It won't give you any more, even though it says it will. You know how I know that? Because you'll go you'll visually see all your cargo on the hull C. You'll go to your destination and you'll deliver, and it'll instantly deliver like whatever you had. It'll be like cargo delivered. And it'll only be like maybe 29 or 30, maybe 100 boxes out of 4,000, 3,900 or whatever it is. That's because you didn't properly load everything because you interrupted it. It doesn't have a good system of resuming that transfer. The only way I have got around that, and it took a while, is that I had to go back to my loading. I had to repeat the loading process, and I had to hope that it resumed. I've only got to resume like a couple of times. For me, it saves me time that if I accidentally like hit my stick or interrupt or do something and it says transfer interrupted, I'll just start over, because it's going to be 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes before I can even get the thing back to where it was. So if you find yourself in that situation, just reset. Also, I would just get in the mindset of resetting, because you're going to have to reset. And by reset, I mean log out and reset your missions, get your ship back, and just get used to that. One thing that I found out, if you guys watch my video that I put out yesterday about when things go very, very wrong, try to avoid docking, or try to avoid getting on your ship via the not the hangar, but the docking port. Try to avoid that, because you'll get what's called the black screen error. That means that when you're trying to get on your ship via a docking port rather than a hangar, you'll start to enter your ship and you'll get a black screen, and the only way you can get out is if you Alt F4. And you'll be stuck in a loop to where every time you try to get back on your ship, it's going to black screen. So you end up having to go to another station in another ship, claim your ship, and move it to that other station in order to get back on it. Preferably one that doesn't have a docking port. You want to go to something that has a hangar. This is something I found out yesterday. I didn't know anything about that, and I confirmed it with my community today, that if you do go to your ship, to your hull C, to the docking port, there's a high chance that you're going to get a black screen error. You don't want that. It puts you in this really weird desync state. Sometimes you may have to wait 15 minutes in order to get back in because your character has a timeout. It's a real ugly thing. So just avoid docking ports in terms of like, I mean, you can dock at a docking port and then refuel and then repair and then you can leave and stuff. But don't disembark, and don't leave and go to an elevator and then come back to the docking port, because there's a high chance that you might get a black screen. So this is a bunch of tips that I have. I'm probably forgetting some. I've been trying to write them down, but most of them are in my head. And again, these come from various Spectrum threads of people who have done fine work before me. And if you guys are watching this and you go, Buona, you forgot this, or if you're a veteran, you need to do this, you do that, please comment below. Let me know. I'm still fairly new to this. And if you are brand new to a Hull C, I hope this video helps you. And if you find anything that was helpful for you, please let me know in the comments as well. Also, if you think I missed something and you're brand new, you found something else out, please let me know in the comments as well. I want us all to help each other get better at Hull C hauling, because I think it's really, really fun. And once you get to the point to where things are semi-consistent, it's kind of hard to stop. Like I have trouble logging out at night because I just want to do one more load, one more load, one more load. I'm saving up right now for a C2 Hercules, and I'm about, I think as of this recording, I think I just hit 17 million. Yeah, 17 million. I just hit 17 million AUEC, and I think it's 18.9 million for the C2 Hercules. So that's going to be my next purchase. We're going to do some hauling with the C2 Hercules, whether it be contracts, multi-contracts, or commodities. We're going to dive into that world. That's going to be some videos. That's going to be some fun videos to do as well. So I hope you enjoy the footage. I'm just going to go ahead and let it play out from here with some music, so you can see these 3 successful loads. And you can see a lot of the little things I talked about. Just pay attention to those little things that I'm doing. And a lot of times I'm doing them and I go, whoa, I hope this works. Because there's no science to this. It's all just weird reverse engineering that I'm doing. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people out there that are doing the same thing. So I'm going to leave in the description a good thread that I've been following, that I got some of these tips from Spectrum. And I thank all the people that have been contributing to that. I don't remember their names offhand, but I am going to give them credit. I'm going to put the thread beneath so you guys can have that bookmarked, and you can always refer to that. It's constantly being updated. So as things change, people are updating the thread. So enjoy, and happy hauling in your Hull C. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the next footage, the next few minutes of this beautiful, beautiful footage in 4K. Take care.